Hello, Pile One. Welcome to today's reading. Is this a true friend? And if you chose this file, then this is your reading. I will do or try to be as brief as possible because sometimes I tend to overextend, I'm not gonna lie. I'm using a new deck for public readings. Yeah, let's see how it goes. I had the Four of Candles, which is the Four of Wands reversed, as well as the Two of Wands reversed. Okay. Is this a true friend? And could I have a description of this friend? And then resolution energy that this person brings. Thank you so much. Three of Pentacles reverse. Got it. Okay, that confirms what I was thinking. Here's the thing. What I'm feeling off the bat is that, in a general sense, this is not a person that's aiming to hurt you or is doing things necessarily behind your back or things like that to control you or like do sneaky. Like, this is not giving sneaky or anything like that, or lying or deceiving energy. It is giving, though, someone that in a way, even though it might not be their intention, kind of like hold you back. It's almost like they don't do harm, but they don't do good either. So this is the type of energy, because like I'm getting the Devil reverse. So this is like a clear, okay, they're not like necessarily doing anything bad, but it's almost like this type of friendship that they just grow old. Like, I don't know how to say it. They grow stale. It's almost like they're there and they're able to sustain like test of time and anything and all of that, but it's almost like as a person they don't change, their goals don't change, and like you're trying to evolve, and it's kind of like by connection they kind of hold you back a little bit. They slow you down. They don't harm you, but they slow you down, which is not a good thing either. So yeah, I feel like this is a connection that, given other circumstances, because like I feel like this might be on someone's part an economic thing. You might have like big dreams or like big aspirations and not being able to do so, and but like you keep working towards something. Like I see you like looking towards something and wanting something, but this person kind of is very stagnant, and it's almost like you don't have that much energy or like that much company to like bounce ideas and lean on each other. Because with the Three of Pentacles in reverse as the energy that represents what this person does for you and represents for you, is pretty much a lack of a team effort. So it's not a bad person. They don't do anything bad to you, if that's what you're asking. They're not traitors or anything like that. But they are someone that they're not going to go out of their way to help you. And sometimes we got to measure the type of friendships that we have and like kind of the relevancy that we give them into our lives. And with this person, I just feel like it's not as personal, and like you're someone that benefits from having deep personal connection, someone that you can have ideas and talk about what's in your mind, and talk about inspire each other, even like sort of like going into debates, like it's giving air sign energy. Maybe you could be Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, but it's given like you might have hobbies and things that you want to talk about that this person might not necessarily care for. And this might be someone that takes a lot of your time, so the rest of the time that you have is almost like you don't have enough energy to connect with new people because you have been dealing with this person in such a great capacity. So what I'm hearing is this is not a call for you to cut them out or anything like that, because this might be someone that has a lot of history with you. This might be someone that you could have met since like childhood and stuff. Like, I'm not saying that this is someone that needs to leave your life. I'm just saying though that there is new that wants to come into your life. Like with this page of feathers, I'm seeing someone that's very smart, um, very interested in seeking knowledge, and you can have a lot of interested conversations with this person, but you're not opening yourself up, not like um intentionally, not actively. And this friend of yours is not actively, like, I don't think they would have a problem for you having like any more friends, but it's almost like you have grown accustomed to seeing each other so much that you haven't noticed that in some ways you have kind of grown apart when it comes to interests and hobbies and things like that, and that's nothing wrong with it. So I feel like there should be a readjustment of time and effort, and also like re-examine how open you are to new environments and new people, because you could find yourself in places in which you're very welcome, but I'm hearing like that you have like kind of predisposition energy towards a certain crowd of people. There might be like either a group of people that are trying to like get your attention, or a club that has been like kind of eye opening, like not eye opening, eye catching, sorry, for you. um some sort of like gathering of people that it's been calling to you in some way of another. And like this is where I'm hearing like this person, this friend of yours might have some sort of like an influence on you that's not the best. Is that since your taste in things have grown apart, this person, for example, could not be interested in this thing and might repel this type of people, whereas you could actually be interested, and this might generate some inner conflict that you might not even be like aware of 100%, because it makes you create a wall between you and your friend of like not wanting to say that you are interested because you don't want to seem like you are the same people that this person is rejecting. So this could be a very opinionated person actually, um, that, or someone that you just like in general care for their opinion. um, but there is like a crowd of people, a new space, that you can not only find this new friendship and also like find, I'm hearing like more equal like conversations on the same plane of depth. Like you don't have to feel the odd one out all the time. You don't have to feel like the teacher all the time. um I'm hearing though you're also closing yourself for opportunities of inspiration. So if you are some sort of creator of any kind, um, even if these gatherings have nothing to do with the craft that you do, there's something in there that might inspire you to create your next thing. And it's just like life in general that's just waiting for you to be out there and like to live it. But with this person, I feel like you could have a similar effect on them. Like, I'm not saying that this person is only doing this to you. You could be having a similar effect of them in different things. But yeah, you could like benefit from having a very one-on-one honest conversation about where you're at with the justice, rewriting and rearranging or renegotiating the terms of your friendship. as in maybe you don't have to check in every single day. Maybe you don't have to tell them every single thing that you do. And this doesn't have to do, I mean, this doesn't have to be an official conversation that you have with them. You can start by having it with yourself and see where you're at. And then eventually, if that results in a change of behavior, which I'm assuming it will, then it will be respectful for you to go to the friend and let them in a little bit into that internal process, because you could be surprised on how they could feel very similar to you in other areas of their lives. So yeah, this is not giving drama or threatening energy in like at all. But yeah, if you have been feeling some sort of like weird gut feeling towards this person, I think it's actually your intuition calling for more independence from this relationship and for you to seek more like-minded people, because at this stage of your life you need to find community um, that's aligned with your values and that's aligned with what you want to pursue, because yeah, if not now, when? Pretty much. So I hope that was helpful for you. I hope that resonated, and if it did, please let me know. um yeah, actually comment a flame emoji if you made it to the end of the reading, and if you have any other topics for me, please do let me know. I'm Rosalinanoche, and yeah, thank you so much. Bye bye. Hi, Pile 2. If this was the image that you chose, then this is your reading on, is this person a friend or an enemy? So let's check it out. Um, I'll try to be brief, not use too many cards because I tend to let go on this. So let's see what's the current situation. Have the Seven of Feathers, which is the Seven of Swords, reverse, and the Tower upright. So safe to say that there might be some drama going on in this connection or around this connection. As of recent, some sort of closure or confrontation, perhaps. Ace of Wands reversed. Okay, yeah, I'm feeling like someone might be sort of like angry around something, and specifically like not everything that wanted to be said was said. So there's could be on one of each side some holding back on emotions. So even though it might seem like a lot broke down, actually the core feeling and hurt of behind of what was said was not really said. So I'm hearing like there could have been projection or like petty insults or gossiping or like sort of like deflection from the actual topic that was going on. So kind of like people went after people's throats instead of um kind of having a conversation and trying to fix it. So with the soul upright, which is the world, I believe. No, it's actually an extra card because it's not the Fool either. Take it as kind of the world up energy. I want to clarify this real quick. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles reverse. So someone might have an issue because they feel underestimated is not the word, is underappreciated is what I'm looking for. I feel like there's someone that feels that they should be more important in your life, like their input should be more taken um like attention to. It's almost like someone feel like they're fading out of your life, like your attention is going towards other people. It's given like, when people there's like a new baby in the house, and like the older sibling doesn't take it too well, and it's like, oh, like they feel like they're gonna start being left behind. I feel like this is kind of the energy that's going on between, but it's like your energy is the one, like your attention is the one that's going to another person, and this friend is like not having it. So yeah, it's, I feel like this is, and even with the feeling of not everything was said, I feel like this is a long time coming. Like whatever made the explosion or whatever was the catalyst for this last drama moment, it really wasn't about that. It's been a long time coming, and I feel like you know this somehow or deep down. It could have been a surprise for you, the anger that came out, but I feel like somehow deep down you knew that something wasn't 100% right with this connection anymore. I feel like there has been a shift in the last, excuse me, in the last few months, perhaps, or even like in the last year. Yeah. So it's almost like this person is used to being the person whose opinion you value the most, pretty much. So this could be an ex best friend. And it's not, I'm not saying ex in the sense of you don't talk to this person anymore, but let's say that you could have someone in the present moment that you confide in more than this person. And this could have just happened organically. This could have just happened because of time, because of distance. But I feel like this person is kind of realizing it and not processing it in a healthy way. Their way of processing it is like lashing out because they're feeling abandoned. It's kind of like you could have triggered an abandoned wound within this friendship, to be honest. Because with the high priestess, um reverse, to me it gives Lilith energy. So it feels like whatever it's going on with this attention, with these two friendships, and like you having to choose between the two friendships, um which is not a choice, but this person is making it about a choice in their minds. um it's almost like their shadow is coming out. They're feeling abandoned, and like this could be a situation that might be like a little bit touchy with the two of sorts. You see, like the choice, they're making it about a choice. And I feel like this discomfort that you were feeling deep down is because you started to notice that this person is starting to have a problem either with your other friend, or started to have a problem with the fact that you have more in your plate now. It's almost like you don't have an undivided attention or availability for this person anymore, and they cannot take it. It's very, very, very interesting. I will say though, it's giving like it's brewing into enemy territory. I'm not saying that anything has been done, or I'm not gonna say said, because I feel like things have been said, but I feel like it has been both ways. Because like the Seven of Swords reverse gives me very clear that this person has been truthful overall, and like hasn't at least as of now, hasn't betrayed your trust. But I will say that there has been concealing of emotions. This person has a lot of resentment towards you because of something. It almost feels like it's interesting that the Two of Swords here is represented by God test to Abraham, with when God, like he was tested by like almost being asked to like kill his own son. He didn't have to do it, but that was the quest. And yeah, I feel like this person kind of have this resentment because they kind of feel like, I'm hearing like sacrifice. I don't know what this is about, but like they feel like they have sacrificed things for you, or they feel like they have given a lot of themselves to you, or and it's almost like you either haven't, in their minds of course, haven't either appreciated, or um it's almost like in their heads you're like giving away their friendship for something that's like more comforting. So it's almost like what this resentment is coming from between your friend and your other friend, and between your friend and you, is that pretty much they're feeling replaced, and their way of dealing with this is pretty much demonizing everybody else. So yeah, it's giving villain origin story pretty much. They are being like very entitled by this, because like it's not giving that they're not considering your emotions, and like your like the fact that you could simply have another meaningful connection as well, and like it doesn't have to be a choice, and they're not considering that this is just being difficult because they are being difficult. um so yeah, I think, safe to say, haven't betrayed, but wouldn't put it past them in the like future. I wouldn't trust this person too much, to be honest. And like I feel like this person is waiting for a moment, another moment of confrontation, because they are only able to speak their truth when it comes to saying how they really feel about you, when they are in the heat of the moment. So it's kind of like they get hyped up by getting angry. Yeah. Be very careful, because they have like a very like, oh, we're friends, like kind of Judas energy, in the sense of like very nice and very sweet until the end, until the very very end. So this is the type of person who, even after things are discovered, and like them, like let's say in the future they would be like um speaking, like they would betray you in some way, like they would be in that persona of like, oh, I would never speak ill about them, like what happened, but like I wish them well type of energy. It's not that it happened, it's just like this is how they would operate. It's giving Libra a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, and also Cancer, but very much this person, yeah, I wouldn't say friend. I would say honestly, it's not a good energy for you. Um, this is sort of giving control as well, because and this anger, like having to get angry and worked up, like this is not healthy. So yeah, trust your intuition with this person. You know better as to how to deal with this situation when it comes to like either cut them off or slowly like distance yourself. But if you have been feeling more secure in other relationships, and if you have been feeling called to only treat this particular friendship in a certain level, then trust that intuition and find ways to do that in a way that you feel safe and comfortable. Because this is, yeah, I wouldn't confront or be too happy with this person, because this is what this person wants. They want the aggravation. And I feel like you're not that. So it's almost by putting you in confrontation, they're taking you to their space, their level of comfort, and your level of discomfort, and that's where they get the upper hand in most conversations. I don't know where that comes from, but it could be something about like they could be very good at persuading you or pressuring you into doing things a certain way, and this is how they get worked up, they get angry, and they pressure you through being through that anger, because they know you don't like it. And they give you a sense of urgency that isn't there. So be careful with that. Yeah. So, group number two, I really hope you enjoyed your reading and it resonated with you. I hope it was helpful. If you watch towards the end, all the way to the end of the meeting reading, please comment skull emoji to let me know that you are pile number two and you watched the whole thing. If you have any other ideas for me, do let me know in the comments below. I do readings in English and Spanish. And yeah, thank you so much for listening. I'm Rosalinanoche, and yeah, thank you. Hi, Pal 3. Hi, hi, Pal 3. If it shows this image, then this is your group on is this person a friend or an enemy? I just did a whole reading for this pile and it got messed up. So I'm just gonna redo the whole thing because why not? You know what I mean? New energy, new everything. Let's see what's up. So the devil reversed, justice upright, and the nine of cups. Sorry, and then this one wants to come up with the shot. Five of pentacles reverse. Okay, cool. So, sorry. With the devil reverse, I see here that this person and you could have bonded over, could have a lot of bonds over bad things going bad for you in the past. Maybe even trauma, karma in general, but like I'm hearing like more definitely like dealing with like family issues or like have gone through some very specific traumatic events and you kind of like bonded over that with this chain over here. um so kind of like a karmic relationship in that sense. But it's almost like with justice and nine of cups of right, you kind of like both have grown out of that situation. You have rewritten and like the rules on how you were supposed to live your life. So this is giving like sort of like childhood friends and like you could have gone through a lot of things in your childhood, trigger warning. And then with the justice and the nine of cups right next to each other, it's almost like you could have gone through that together and grown out of that, and I kind of redefined a lot of your own personal rules when it comes to family and love and relationships, and like whatever shaped you around that experience, you kind of got to rewrite that. And now it's at this stage in your life being like, it's almost like you have a lot of new grown confidence and security in your own self that rooted actually from this that came out of. But I want to know what this Five of Pentacles right here is about. Yeah, the one that I don't want to see. So Seven of Swords and then the Chariot. So this, someone in this connection could have gone through some trials and tribulations when it comes to money, having to either like a loss, like a job loss or a move, or like something that was like some sort of like a loss or a bad investment that this person made in the past, and they kind of had to hustle the way out of the situation. Like something about this seemed like very fast. But what I'm hearing is that whatever this person did that was so fast and like was so able to move so fast, it wasn't done in an honest way. Something wasn't right. And that's why it seemed so effortless for this person. There is some sort of privilege in here that was exercised. So if in some way, shape, or form this kind of relates to you and you're kind of comparing yourself like why is this is not happening, it's because this person had some kind of perk. knowingly or not, they had some kind of perk. Okay, so with the Nine of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, and then the Six of Wands reversed. This person with this energy right here, this might be someone that has a lot of pride for themselves, something around like having gotten themselves out of this traumatic energy, and like having gone through these cycles, and something about, I'm hearing like it's almost like you have been going through these cycles together, but somehow I'm getting some like one person's story and I'm not getting the other person's story, and I'm trying to get like the connection between the two, but this one person is only thinking and talking about their own experience. So this might be something that's very common amongst the two of you and has been like very disruptive in your energy, that maybe they haven't realized how their trauma and like yeah, their experiences have become made them very self-centered. And even though they have been through a lot and like it's very understandable for them to have time for themselves, I feel like at this point it's just draining a lot of your relationship and like your energy. um yeah, so here with the Queen of Wands reversed, the High Priestess, you have taken a conscious decision to take a step back and protect your own energy from this. It's almost like you have realized that right now this person might not be in the mindset of necessarily sharing what you're also going through. Or at least that was like the decision that it seems that was made in the recent past. What I will say though is that this doesn't allow for any growth or any change. So, having done that, I think that this is also a temporary solution for this. Um, the same, like this it's only going to lead up on being stagnant, and then perhaps like some confusion on what happened, because you're choosing to leaving this person in the dark as to like what's happening. Sometimes we have to understand that um, we are not 100% conscious on how we are seen, and we don't understand how much how we are seen is as important as how we see and feel ourselves. So for this person, I'm not justifying anything, but it's not giving any malignant or bad energy. It's just giving that this person hasn't been given much boundaries, because whatever they were going through, people felt like they had to. So I feel like this is a lot of people, because I'm hearing like a lot of people and groups of people. I don't feel like this is a you thing. I feel like in general this person has been very sheltered for like a good amount of time, and that can like get you in some instances a little bit out of touch with reality. And it can also put the other person, the one that's doing the catering, in the position of having to always seem like you're doing fine, or like not wanting to bring your own problems forward because this person is always going through this major big thing. um, so yeah, I feel like there is a need for truth in this relationship if there is a want for it to grow and like go back to like being like equally given. um but a negotiation and like a talk needs to be done, because right now there has been a lot of deceiving when it comes to how we're feeling, and like I feel like this might be some deceiving that's actually coming from you. Not to call you out, but kind of, because you're not being honest, and like if you're not being honest, there's no way of knowing how this person is going to um react, right? Like what they're gonna do. Like you cannot condemn them for something that they haven't done, and you haven't even brought to the surface that it's a problem. You would be surprised as to like how they would take it. Actually, I think. But also, um, yeah, this might be something that you have been like contemplating for a while. If this is something that's worth to be brought up to attention, and I'm not gonna say like you should do anything. What I will say is if something is constantly being brought up into your mind, it at least demands some sort of action. Maybe not to do that thing, that exact question, confrontation, but maybe something to get out of this constant state of contemplation, of confusion around this relationship, right? Like one day I want to be close to this person, the next day I just don't want to talk. It's like this lack of commitment. And I know this is more of like friendship energy vibe, but this is kind of giving me situationship vibes, as in like you're not being committed to the friendship. You're none of you are trying to get their feelings hurt, and I feel like this is a great opportunity to speak your truth and see how speaking your truth makes this person react. Because if they have a problem with you just saying that you need to take a little bit more space in this relationship while you have been nothing but ears for this person, then this gives you and all the information that you need to make the choice around this person. But like you need to take little steps like that and expose yourself to those truths, which is very intimidating, I understand. But um I feel like with the bottom of the deck, the sun reversed, I feel like there is this like big cloud over you around like thinking about this. You might have like a pessimistic gut feeling around like how will this like end up. And what I'm hearing is that this pessimistic outlook or like gut feeling could be out of you knowing that there's something that you want to speak and you're not speaking it. It's something around like, let's say, for how can I okay, so let's say for example that there is a piece of fruit in your fridge that you know you're not going to eat, and you don't give it away. Do you don't find a way to cook it up so you don't think about it? You just stare at it in the fridge, and day by day passes, and you stare at it. Your brain knows it's gonna rot. You refuse to do anything about it, so you're watching the fruit rot in the fridge. Eventually, it's going to become so evidently trash, then you need to take it out and clean it up. And at the end, it's going to be a bigger of a mess than if you were to just take the fruit in the first place and say, I'm not going to eat this. I'm going to give it to someone else that might like this better or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I don't know why that was the analogy, but that was the analogy. But this is sort of like what it's given me. So this is to say that not every single thing that we feel in our in it's like a premonition of the future. Sometimes, like I feel like all gut feelings, all intuitions say something. 100% they say something, but it's not always something around like what's going to happen in the future. Sometimes it's about what is happening right now, what is subconsciously going on, and we are realizing it, and we're just like not doing anything about it. Sometimes I feel like it's more about that. Somehow group pile 3 ended up with way more cards, so I'm just gonna suppress this because I gotta go. But I will say final thoughts. um Having a talk about this with people that might have also a relationship with this person might be very helpful. If you're very honest with someone else that is also friend with this person about how you feel about this, you might be surprised how they're feeling similarly, but also they might want to help you when it comes to like talk, or like they might have ideas on to like how to talk to this person. um Page of Pentacles reverse, Knight of Cups reverse. Don't do this on a moment of impulse or passion. Don't do this when upset, or when you think you're triggered, or when something just happened that made you mad. Try to do it as, if you don't want like the big repercussions, then the way to do it is just be honest and pick a moment in which both of you can talk. Don't pick a moment in which only you feel good to talk and you are not having consideration as to how that person might be feeling in the moment. And also, um I'm getting like a big energy of like, it's not as bad as you think it's going to be. There might be some truths in the conversation that you might, I feel like the truths that you feel like you're gonna hear has nothing to do with what this person actually wants to say to you. And also, like, it's not coming from a harmful defensive place either. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Well, thank you, Pile 3, for listening to your reading. I hope it was resonating. I hope it helped. If you reached to the end of the reading, please comment on dove emoji to let me know that you are pile number 3 and you watched to the end, I guess. Thank you so much. And if you have any idea of new topics that I should read, let me know in the comments below. I do readings both in English and Spanish. I'm on TikTok, Rosalinanoche, and I think that's it. So I'll try to show up more often. I hope you show up for me too. And yeah, I think that's all. Thank you.